Today we tackle a tricky tale that has persisted for more than a century. It takes us to the very top, way up there. Did it or didn't it? It's big, 24 feet in diameter. An ornate work in plaster that was added in the hotel's 1917 remodel. These days it's firmly secured, but in decades past?
Yeah, it did come down, I know that for sure.
I've seen it come down that time.
They are not alone. Just ask Dawn Laughlin at the French Lick West Baden Museum.
We've had several people claim that they have either seen it or have had relatives seen it come down from the top with a bandstand in it.
That's right, a bandstand. Well, we had one, as you see here, but this one, they say, dropped from 100 feet in the air. That story has persisted for decades, says West Baden concierge Marcia Tellstrom.
A lot of guests come in and just tell us that they know somebody, being a parent or a grandparent, who played in the band, and that the bandstand was up there, and they would sit in their chairs, and it would go up, and then the band would come back down.
This is what we think it might have looked like, courtesy of artist Jovan Navarro. But there's a reason why we had to use an artist's rendering. The local newspaper, the Springs Valley Herald, looked into the descending bandstand story back in 1981 and concluded it couldn't have happened. But then you have a first-hand account from the mid-60s, when West Baden was a Jesuit seminary. Les Underhill says he saw it happen.
When I was about 14 years old, we was in there, a bunch of us, and we seen it come down. That's when the priest owned it and everything. We seen it come down, and there's a band in it. 3 or 4 guys were playing.
Did people around you react when it came down with the band
yeah.
on it?
Oh, yeah. But I can't, I mean, yeah, it was pretty neat. It was pretty neat when I seen it.
A few years later, when West Baden became part of Northwood Institute, Roger Quinn's uncle was on the maintenance staff. Well, you tell it, Roger.
Well, I know it used to come down because it come down on a cable, and some of my buddies got in it and he raised them back up, but I wouldn't do it because I was scared of heights.
The whole big medallion,
yes.
Not just a little piece in the
yes.
middle. So why did the newspaper and others contend that it couldn't have happened?
We have no photographic evidence that that device was ever able to be lowered and used as a bandstand.
With no pictures, we went high in the air looking for clues. First, it was up here on the West Baden roof to drop down and look on the medallion from above. Our guide was parent company CEO Carl Cook. Carl was up here during the renovation, looking for evidence back then. The drum, also known as the angel room, sits atop the medallion, where cables, wires, and beams converge, and a new winch.
There was a winch here before that of course was inoperable, but there was a winch with a cable like this and everything, and it goes down like this, and it goes through a pulley right there down, and that's just for the mushroom. Okay, just the mushroom.
The mushroom is the 14-foot-long pendant that hangs down from the medallion. It does lower. Here's a shot taken during the renovation when it was dropped down. It couldn't support an individual, much less a band. Next, we opened the hatch in the floor and looked in on the disc itself. The white is the glass. The black bars are new LED lighting. And around the perimeter, chains from the old days. And lots of steel.
This thing is, actually attached in like dozens of places.
What about the mention of chairs on the disc? For that, we had to go 100 feet in the air on a lift. The disc is still ringed with mirrors as part of the evening light show, just like it was in 1917.
When we got here, a lot of those mirrors, the silver was off of them. They were black, and they looked like they were little chairs spread around this thing.
This perspective also shows you how solidly the entire disc is anchored. Now, granted, things may have been changed over the decades, but based on what we could see, you would think there'd be more evidence of hardware if that medallion had been designed to move.
More importantly, somebody would have taken a picture of it.
Yeah.
And there's no pictures anywhere.
Ah, we're back to that. the hunt for pictures.
And we begged for photographic evidence, and nothing to this day has ever appeared.
Roger, what about your uncle?
He had pictures of it, but his house burnt. After they moved from here, his house burnt. He lost all of his pictures. So I'm still trying to find pictures.
As are we. As are we. We would love to put this West Baden history mystery to rest once and for all. Might you have a photo or a first-person account to share? By all means, join in the hunt and the conversation. Did it or didn't it?